right to jail right now. Hey, he up right now, but now got a contract. Know that. Know that.
So, come Saturday night, I'm coming in here to beat his. He gonna come, he gonna be tough, strong, but I'm coming to whoop his. I stand by that. I stand by that. I'm him up. Yeah.
You gotta think, right? It's okay.
I can't wait to beat this clown, bro. This dude is a clown.
Focus on me.
You better have that chin ready, baby. You better have it ready.
Real clown.
I already figured this out.
You not fighting.
What else you got, man?
Yo, Senior, you're
I only
not
seen
in the
10
ring.
seconds of your fight.
I seen you fight before.
I only
You
seen
can't
10
fight.
seconds of your fight. You're boring as hell.
Come on, bro. Stop it, bro.
Boring, man. You almost got knocked out. Even your daughter said you got knocked out.
Knocked out. Tio got hurt his last fight too.
Ooh.
Didn't he get hurt his last fight?
Man, if it wasn't for those
Did Tio get hurt his last fight?
My son don't be throwing punches,
Did Tio
man.
get hurt his last fight?
My
I
son
watched
don't be
him.
throwing punches,
I paid attention.
Terence Crawford interrupts the Stevenson versus Lopez press conference. The press conference completely caught fire once ShakurStevenson and TeofimoLopez stopped playing nice and went straight for each other's pride.
I think that he did some great things against them guys. I seen a lot of weaknesses in his game too, and something that he said earlier, he said, Tio never lost to a southpaw. Well, I never lost to an orthodox. So, it ain't no different, but
the difference is you never fought no elite fighter.
Okay, I don't think y'all did either.
Oh, so you gotta show it, baby.
I don't think y'all did
you.
either. I ain't see.
Not on my son.
I ain't see Lomachenko throw no punches.
You
for
never
6
been on a big
rounds.
stage like this.
I didn't see Lomachenko throw punches for 6
You
rounds.
never been on a big stage like this.
I didn't see Lomachenko throw punches.
Because we
for 6
froze him.
rounds. Okay, you gonna see.
We gonna freeze you too.
You better not throw the towel.
It escalated fast when Teofimo Sr. started talking about breaking codes like Lomachenko and Taylor. And Shakur instantly snapped back, dismissing those wins and saying Tio has never fought an elite fighter like him.
Well, I see their weakness. That's what I do. You know, we broke the code with with Loma that nobody had ever done. You know, we didn't let him get comfortable in there. You saw that, you know, with like 8 rounds, he didn't know what to do. I did the same thing with Josh Taylor, and we're gonna do the same thing with Shakur.
Real hard. Man, what do you say to that, bro? Like, you him, bro. I just can't wait to beat him and shut him up, bro. Tio not on this level. Tio is a high-level fighter, but he's not on my level. I'm an elite level fighter, and come January 31st, I'm gonna show it.
From there, it spiraled into non-stop verbal chaos. Shakur calling out Tio's mental weaknesses. Tio claiming Shakur is boring and overrated, and both sides talking over each other like it was round 13 instead of a press event.
Be 100 times better come fight night against TeofimoLopez than I was against Cepeda. 1,000 times better. Faster, sharper, stronger, mentally more on point, and I can't wait.
You said a couple of times now you see some holes in Teofimo's game. I know you don't want to give away your game plan at the kickoff press conference, but where are the weaknesses? Where are some of the weaknesses in his game?
A lot of the weaknesses is in his mental. I think it's more mental than anything. And I'm going to expose it.
The tension peaked when insults turned personal. Voices got louder, security stayed alert, and the room felt one sentence away from a full-on brawl. Even promoters like Eddie Hearn tried to frame it as legacy and greatness, but the fighters had already hijacked the moment.
Thanks for the reminder, Chris. This place is special. I think when this fight was talked about, I think both Shakur and TeofimoLopez need a huge amount of credit for making this fight. Both of the guys are the respective kings of their division. TeofimoLopez, the #1 guy at 140, Shakur, the #1 guy at 135. And when I heard about this fight, I didn't expect it to happen. And you know, the work that His Excellency's done, Ring Magazine, to make this fight quite sensational. But the icing on the cake is to see the fight at Madison Square Garden. This is, for me, the absolute mecca of boxing.
When Turki Alshik called in, even he sounded unimpressed with the chaos, which somehow made it even more intense.
This fight is the first step of crazy map of boxing next year and the beginning of 27. This is not an easy fight. Thank you so much.
By the end, both fighters were talking about domination, humiliation, and shutting the other up, turning the press conference into a raw preview of exactly how personal this fight has become. This wasn't promotion. This was real animosity spilling over, and January 31st suddenly feels unavoidable.
So I just, I don't know. I don't think he can get it done against Shakur when it comes to like, cause it's going to be just a skill match. I don't think he's going to try to, or he's going to try to rough Shakur up, and it's probably not.
And right after that press conference boiled over with raw emotion and pride on full display, Teofimo's senior year jumps on the mic, and you can immediately feel the temperature shift from chaos to calculated confidence. Listening to him talk, I'm thinking, okay, this isn't trash talk. This is a father laying out a mindset. He's not worried about Philly shell impressions or stylistic cosplay from ShakurStevenson. He's basically saying, we've seen it all and we're not guessing, we're preparing. What really stands out is how much emphasis he puts on growth and mentality.
About Crawford in the past, and you know, Crawford stated, "Oh, you only got to me."
Yeah, but he really wanted to fight Crawford, and we're gonna call him out after we beat up his boy. You know,
that's still the game plan.
That's
even though you guys have, even if he requires you,
well, he ain't gonna fight us, man. He ain't gonna fight us, man. We've been chasing this guy for the longest. My son is even willing to go up to 160 to fight him. You know, listen, speed kills. You know what I'm saying? Speed kills, and that's why we're gonna beat Shakur. He ain't faster than us, and we're gonna catch him.
He's framing TeofimoLopez as a fighter who keeps evolving because he keeps choosing danger, not comfort. And that's a powerful angle whether you agree with it or not. When he starts talking about legacy over money, underdog performances against Lomachenko and Josh Taylor, and styles changing fight to fight, you can hear the belief pouring out. Is it ambitious? Absolutely. Is it dramatic? Of course. But it's also consistent with how Teofimo's career has actually unfolded. I also caught how confidently he brushed aside things like ring size and gimmicks, basically saying, we're not here to chase knockouts. We're here to outthink you.
Okay, we do this for the legacy. So I tell my son, when I told him, you know, let's go after Comey, let's go after Lomachenko, let's go after Josh Taylor. And all of those three fights, he was the underdog. You know what I'm saying? And big time. I mean, with Josh Taylor, he was like 23 experts said that he was going to lose. So, you know, and he gave us an amazing performance, you know. And it wasn't the same as the performance he gave with Barbosa's, you know, like his styles have changed all the time, and that's the scariest part about him, you know, and he comes to entertain.
And yeah, some of the Crawford and Canelo comparisons feel like they're reaching, but that's part of the confidence package. What you really walk away with is this: Team Lopez isn't coming in hoping to catch lightning. They genuinely believe speed, adaptability, and pressure can crack Shakur's calm. Whether that belief survives 12 rounds is another story. But from a psychological standpoint, this wasn't noise. This was conviction. And when both sides believe they're smarter, faster, and more prepared than the other, that's when fights stop being predictable and start being fascinating.
Did Shakur by any chance implement a bigger ring, or like, you know?
We don't care about that, man. I mean, we're just gonna box this dude, man. You know, we're not going in there for the knockout. We never do. You know, the only fight that my son looked like sloppy was with Kambosos, because he was dying in there. And, you know, he said that he felt better when he was attacking more, you know. But we never do that. We always box.
And right after Timo Sr. laid out that whole mental chess narrative, the energy shifts again when Andre Ward and Roy Jones Jr. jump in, because now we're hearing from guys who actually lived inside fights like this. I'm listening to them and thinking, yeah, this is that grown man boxing perspective. They're basically saying what a lot of us felt watching that press conference unfold. Those were fighting words, not marketing slogans. But here's the sharp part of their take that really sticks. ShakurStevenson can create in real time. He doesn't need a script. He doesn't need a mood. He reads, reacts, and builds something round by round like he's painting without looking at the canvas. TeofimoLopez, on the other hand, is dangerous, explosive, and capable of brilliance. But when the chaos starts, he still needs an outline to snap back into rhythm.
I look at Shakur like a fighter who has a blank canvas. He's got the IQ, he got the experience, and the athleticism, and the skill set where he can paint any type of picture he wants to on a blank canvas. When I look at TeofimoLopez, he's almost that. He has a blank canvas, but he needs an outline on what to draw and what to paint inside the line. Now, every now and again, he'll go away from the outline that he has and he'll do something dope, and he'll be like, "Ooh, that was cool. That wasn't on the outline right there." But I don't think that he can create on the fly like a Shakur Stevenson.
And Ward and Roy aren't disrespecting Teo at all. They're actually giving him credit for something smart. The disrespect at the press conference wasn't random. It was strategic bait. The goal wasn't to win the argument. It was to make Shakur fight emotionally instead of surgically. That's high-level mind games. But here's where I agree with Ward and Roy completely. The worst thing you can do is try to drag a calm, disciplined fighter into chaos when he knows exactly why you're doing it. If Shakur bites, Teo's got a shot. If Shakur stays patient, that plan backfires fast. And the funny part is the legends are basically saying, yeah, if someone talked like that to me, we'd be scrapping right there. But they're also admitting that Shakur isn't wired like that. He doesn't need to win the moment. He just needs to win the night. That's the difference. This fight isn't about who talks louder or acts tougher. It's about who keeps their head when the outline disappears and the canvas starts moving.